A year after the collapse of Lehman Brothers, the effects of the global financial crisis have hit hard in Russia. Add to that last year's conflict with Georgia, which led to billions of dollars in capital fleeing the country. The Russian economy contracted nearly 8% in 2008 and slightly more than 10% in the first half of 2009. But there are signs of a turnaround. The economy ministry says Russia has started to pull out of recession. Roland Nash is head of research at Renaissance Capital.
As is often been the case in Russia, perception has tended to overshoot, I think, on the downside. And what we're actually seeing at the moment is some real signs of recovery, not just in the stock market, but more recently also in the economy.
Nash points to increasing railway cargo numbers as one economic green shoot. But government-fueled stimulus doesn't come cheap. The government has already pumped about $100 billion into the economy this year. But more rubles in circulation also means a weakening currency. Strategists say the ruble could weaken further, another 5 to 10% by year's end. One bright spot, Russia's RTS index is up about 75% since January, though still just half of where it was a year ago. But Vladimir Osakovsky, head of strategy and research at Unicredit Bank, says if the markets continue to trend higher, it could lead to more share sales and debt placements later this year.
The markets are clearly thawing. There is, the window of opportunity is clearly opening for new placement, for new debt placements. We do see a record numbers of debt placements this year, in the summer of this year, for example. And so it's very possible, and it's very reasonable for companies to proceed with IPOs.
But with optimism about a recovery also comes a potential downside, less talk of concrete reform. President Medvedev has used the financial crisis as a platform to push for more reforms to curb corruption.
It's been long enough to wipe out a lot of small and medium-sized enterprises. It's been long enough to wipe out a lot of the middle class, but it's been too short, really, to force the government to change.
If the recovery takes hold, some analysts fear it may sideline efforts to push through fundamental change in the way Russia does business. Ruben Ramirez, Reuters, Moscow.